Well, hey there, happy day 100, well, 100, 1022 of What You Have to Know. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. In 2017, I had the opportunity, following my divorce, to divest myself of my offline real world businesses. And prior to that, decade and a half before that, I had left corporate America. But I spent over a quarter century in corporate America before I transitioned into full-time just being involved in my own businesses. And over the decades, it's been over 4.5 decades that I've had businesses in different industries, like 27 different industries and businesses over the last 47 years. It's been a lot. And it's probably more than that because I haven't counted any of my online activities as separate businesses and entities. I just count that all as one. But it's really been a lot of different things that I've done. I've done summits, I've done webinars, I've done launches, I've done coaching, I've done consulting, I've done funnel things for people, I've done copywriting for people, all kinds of crazy stuff that I've done online. Some of it's been okay, some of it's been really ugly and a waste of my time and energy, and I've learned a lot of very important lessons along the way. So to keep track of this, as part of my journey, I've actually become visually challenged, legally blind, and so I knew that I wasn't going to be able to sustain blogging and writing, so I switched from, I used to blog challenges and do challenges by blogging in my blog, and I do some video, but not very much. And in 2018, I think 2018 is when I really started doing videos on a regular basis. Maybe 2017. I'd have to think about it. It might be 2018, 19, 20, 3 years. So probably 2018 before I actually really started doing live video. Why do I do live video? I don't know if I've talked about this very often, but I do live video because I can do live video. I have the ability to do that. I can pop on my cell phone. I can go to Facebook Live or StreamYard or Zoom or whatever, YouTube or whatever platform I want, and I can just push play or push record, and I can record my message right now. I don't have to have any fancy equipment. I do have a ring light. You can tell I got a ring light in my thing, but for the most part, I use my Android phone and my ring light, and then I just happen to have a background because I like busy, crazy backgrounds. But if you go back and watch my past videos, that has changed so many times. I used to do live videos outside walking in the sun because I had enough light that you could actually see my face sometimes. But then over time, I knew that I was going to be moving and doing different things, and so I was like, okay, everybody has a background or a platform. Most people have a gazillion books in their background. Do I have a gazillion books? Yes, secretly I have a gazillion books, but I don't need to put them on display for everybody to think I'm smart, right? I mean, I think that's why people put books on display is so people think that they're smart and well read. Now, I'd be curious, how many of the books that people actually display have they actually read and incorporated into their lives? It would be a curious question, because I suspect a lot of people have a lot of books that they haven't read. I will confess, I have a lot of books that I have not read. Thanks to my friend Avril, I've read a lot more of them than I would normally be reading given my current personal situation. But I've learned from her so many cool ways to actually consume the content in books without having to read them word for word. It makes reading possible for me, whereas it wasn't necessarily possible for the last couple of years. And I took kind of a break in there from actually consuming material via books. I had to consume a lot of information in different ways, a lot of audiobooks, a lot of listening to webinars and presentations and things on different topics, which is awesome. You can learn a lot in those, but they all come with a sales pitch at the end. And sometimes you just want to learn something. You don't want to sit and have, 50% of the content actually be sales material and a sales pitch and a marketing message. I mean, I understand the power of that. Doesn't mean I want to experience it from other people over and over and over again. Now, I did a lot of that my first year or so in the online world because I was learning and growing and understanding the process and the reason and the why they do that. But at the point where it got sickening, I needed to separate myself from that. I very seldom, if ever, I'm trying to think when I watched a webinar last. I might have watched one or two this year because I wanted to see the new style and the new whatever somebody was doing about something. But for the most part, I just don't participate in that stuff anymore. So what do? I create live videos, right? I make 5 live videos every morning. One is on my Facebook profile to actually help and warm up my voice and warm up the topic for my supersized business folks about an idiom. I've been sharing for 600, and I don't even know what day we're on today, day 622. So for over 622 days, because I didn't start counting right off the bat, I have been sharing an idiom a day. What's an idiom? An idiom is a group of words together that means something different than the words taken individually. Reminds me of synergy. And I think that's why I love idioms, is because you can look at them and you can open your mind up, if you open your mind up, and see different things than you've maybe seen in the past or you've seen before. And I take those idioms, no matter what they are and how random they seem, and attach them to how would you use them in your business or to grow your business right now. And that sometimes it's a stretch. I got to tell you, sometimes it's hard to make the connection, but so far I'm 100% able to have done that. If there might be one idiom that I said, I got nothing, I can't tie this to business in any way, shape, or form, but I can't even remember what it was, so it couldn't be that big a deal. But today's was all about shooting from the hip. Now, shooting from the hip, you can easily tie to, how to do it properly to be successful in your business, how to deal with and react to situations and experiences where you need to respond quickly, but make sure that you're not shooting yourself in the foot because you're shooting from the hip and making a quick response. So that was a good one. No Nonsense November is the the in-between time, sharing a tool a day in the month of November that I've learned that I use many of them every day still to help me move my life in the direction I want to go. And today was all about you. It was all about the person and you and yourself and your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-confidence, your self-love, your self-talk, your self-care, all of those self things rolled into one, meaning that it's all about you. You are the center of your own universe and your own reality, and it's up to you to take care of you and take care of that. And so we talked about that for like 18 minutes. It was a pretty long one. Apparently I have a lot to say about self-esteem, self-everything, and all about you. So that was today's No Nonsense November, leading to, of course, December's, our fifth and final free 30-day Get Up and Go challenge for the year 2020. 2020 has been a crazy year, and in March, I decided I was already going to do a challenge, but in March, as things started to shut down, I decided I need to do something to keep myself going throughout this time period. What's it going to be? And I just have the Get Up and Go challenge, because we need to, no matter what happens to us, no matter what comes into our life, we need to be able to get up and keep going forward and moving forward in our life toward what we want, no matter what's going on around us. All this craziness in politics and things right now that are going on in the world, I get sucked into it every once in a while. I'm on an actual 3-day media fast. I hop on social media to do my content creation, share my content. But for the most part, I'm just staying out of it and off it. Now, of course, my son came over yesterday and filled me in on all the latest, greatest news anyway, which I always know will happen, which is why I was able to give up watching mainstream media in the late 1980s, because I knew that I had my mother-in-law, my wasn't my mother-in-law yet, but I had her, and I had my, boyfriend who became my fiance and my husband and other people in my family that would keep me abreast of their opinion of what was going on. And if I heard something that was interesting, I would then go research and look into it and find out more about it. But otherwise, most of it didn't have an impact on my day-to-day life and experience. So it went in one ear and out the other. Like what's going on now in the world, in one ear and out the other, because there is so much nonsense and so much propaganda and so much lying and so much cheating going on. I choose not to participate in any of that. And it's really actually kind of heartbreaking to me to see how many people are participating in that. How many of my Facebook friends, my social media friends that are just rabid about their opinion. And it's been on both sides of the fence, right? We try in this country to make it a two-party system, but it's really, I think that's what is causing people so much struggle and strife, is that we almost need to be more than a two-party system, because one party line versus the other makes it a polar opposite thing, and that leads to infighting and struggle that is totally unnecessary. Because guess what? Most Americans, the vast majority of the people in this country, all want the same things, and we all love the same things, and we all love America. We don't want to see any artificial fighting and infighting created in our country. It's unacceptable, and it's not sustainable. It's enough already. I think it's time to clean up our act. And so I'm taking a 3-day cleanse. Now, I heard before I started that this week, I think the 15th to the 22nd or something, they're having a ban and boycott mainstream media. Well, that's easy for me. I've been boycotting mainstream media since the late 1980s. So I will for sure participate and not do that. I will have to hop on social media and share across platforms and networks my daily content because I'm committed to myself to create content every single day this year. And I made that commitment to myself. It didn't matter that COVID hit. It didn't matter that we had an election at all. It didn't matter that people in my family got sick. It doesn't matter that I've had relatives and people that died. I've had people that get married. All of these events don't matter and will not negatively impact the commitment I made to myself. And I'm going to continue to create my content. So from that standpoint, I need to do that because that's a higher priority to me than following someone else's, oh, let's not be on social media. Let's ban the media. Let's boycott anything. I don't usually boycott anything, but that's because I made the decision for myself decades ago that I was not going to participate that were manipulative and wrong. So that was that. Fun challenge today was about making music. How do you make music? And I was like, I just bang on stuff and tap on stuff and, whatever. That's how I make music. Once in a great while, I can be seen or caught singing, never on tape, never on video, but it has been known to happen because I have that gravel-gurdy voice that I inherited from years and years of health challenges when I was a kid, tonsillitis and laryngitis and all kinds of the jitises. When I was a kid, I had lots of throat challenges and issues. So I talk like a rusty gate hinge. I've finally come to embrace my voice is just my voice. It is what it is. Some people hate it. Some people, I don't know if anybody loves it, but some people absolutely hate it. Well, then don't listen to me. Please don't listen to me because I don't want to irritate you just because of something that I really don't have a whole lot of control over. It's like hating me because I'm short or I have gray hair or wrinkles or whatever. It's if we choose to hate people for things that they really don't have a lot of control over, I think that that's ludicrous and ridiculous. All right. So that was the fun challenge. So I'm doing the fun challenge, supersize your business, and, the idiom a day, and then no nonsense November. Those are the 3 core pieces of content that I'm creating every day. And then I've got, and actually the fun challenge is my real voice waker upper and my warmer upper every day. Usually I get up super duper early in the morning and I create all my content. When I was watching my granddaughter during the first part of COVID, before she started kindergarten, I needed to do that in order to get it done before she got to me so I could pay attention to her because my number one priority is making sure that she knows she's loved and gets attention and is taken care of, etc. during the time that I had her. So I had to move that to really early. But lately, I've kind of been sneaking and sleeping in a little bit later because I've got much more time during the day now to create that and process that content. I am looking for someone who wants to process videos for me, meaning I create the content and then I teach someone how to do the processing part of it because I don't really need to be the one that does that processing. And the more my vision deteriorates, the less I should be the one processing, which is why I should not comment on stuff on social media sometimes, because if I don't blow it up on my television, I can't see the comments well enough. And I tend to make typographical errors, which I think make me look stupid, which I don't care about other people's opinion, whether I look stupid because I made a 1-letter interchange. It's when the whole words and the whole message is screwed up that I feel like, oh my gosh, that's silly. So working on that. That's my daily routine for the most part for that. The weather has changed in Wisconsin and it isn't absolutely amazing and beautiful right now. So I have switched to inside exercise biking, which isn't as fun as it used to be. So I'm going to have to continue to work and evolve around what I'm going to do for self-care throughout this winter, because I don't want to have another really stoic, slow. It was a slow winter last year. I want to find ways to actually beat that up and have a lot more fun this year. That's it. That's all I have today. I wish you an absolutely amazing day. I'm going to go enjoy mine. I invite you to enjoy yours too. I'm actually celebrating it. This would have been my dad's 86th birthday. We lost him just 6 years ago in December. And so it's a day that I always pause and I remember what an incredible example and role model he was for me and for my sisters throughout his life. And I just like to remember and spend some time reminiscing and looking at pictures and things of him to remind me how much I love him and how much of an impact he made on me. That's it. Have an awesome day. If I can help in any way, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.